Now, as we mentioned earlier, law enforcement officials will soon be authorized to switch real guns with fake guns in a bid to catch criminals. It's among the changes to the new firearms law, which was retabled in the House of Representatives on Tuesday. Andrea Chisholm tells us more.
From time to time, illegal guns and ammunition are found at the ports in Jamaica. The authorities are working to catch those responsible by introducing a new provision in the Firearms Bill for controlled delivery.
In layman's terms, Mr. Speaker, if a shipment of firearms is identified, the police commissioner or any of the heads of the relevant agencies have the authority to have those firearms replaced by fake items looking the same as available, like the firearms you use in a movie, and have them replaced and shipped and delivered.
Authorized personnel will include the police commissioner, chief of defense staff, the head of the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency MOCA, as well as the commissioner of customs.
Furthermore, there is a new clause 102 which makes it an offense to assault or obstruct, hinder or resist an authorized officer. A fine of $1 million is prescribed for such an offense.
The definition of a firearm will also be changed to include 3D printed weapons printed through the use of electronic software. Provisions have also been made to protect licensed importers from penalties if the firearms do not bear a mark.
He is not immediately subject to the kind of penalties associated with the illegal firearm. The firearm, of course, will be detained and he'll be given the opportunity to prove his innocence, of course. In fact,
a firearm leaving or coming into Jamaica should display, among other things, the type, the country where it was made, name of the manufacturer, serial number, and the caliber. In the meantime, despite arguments against the move, the government insists on keeping the mandatory minimum sentence. Persons could get a minimum of 15 years in prison if found with an illegal weapon. Members of the parliamentary opposition who sat on the Joint Select Committee which examined the bill tabled a minority report.
The opposition members of the committee are of the view that mandatory sentencing removes the discretion of a judge to consider mitigating aspects of the sentencing. A first offender with a previously unblemished record is treated the same as a person of unsavory reputation. This clause fails to acknowledge the realities that in some communities, persons might have no choice but to conceal a weapon at the dictates of another person. As a parliament and country, we must always be careful not to pander to extremism in a justifiable search for urgent solutions. Rather, we must at all times seek balance, informed by lessons of our experiences as a country.
The Joint Select Committee which reviewed the Firearms Bill completed deliberations on July 22. Its recommendations have been incorporated in a new bill which has been retabled. Parliament is now set to debate the legislation before it can be passed. Andrea Chisholm, TVJ News.